Hello YouTubers and welcome to today's video, which is going to talk about KVK1, what you need to do in preparation for KVK1 as a free-to-play player to make sure you have the best experience. So you may notice we have no sponsor today, obviously a huge financial hit for me, but instead of that we have a checklist. A KVK1 checklist. I've compiled what I think you need to do for KVK1. It's on the horizon here. Season Endless War coming up in just over 2 weeks. So we still have plenty of time to prepare, but prepare we must. And here are the 8 things I think are the most important things to do for KVK1. This probably is the most, the first time many of you with a new free-to-play account will have experience of proper fighting. And allow me to tell you it is very different from home kingdom fighting. The civil wars some kingdoms may have gone through are paling in comparison to the open warfare of KVK1. So, what do we need to do? Firstly, and perhaps most importantly, have a full T4 march. Without a full T4 march, whether you've got a T3 march or a mixture of the two, you're going to get smashed. That's just how it is, unfortunately. The bulk of opponents will have a full T4 march. There'll be some T5 players, and the important thing to do from them is leg it. Leg it, leg it, leg it. Don't fight them. Well, swarm them down in a ball, but never fight them one-on-one. You'll get destroyed. You need a full T4 march. We have, at the present in our account, 147,000 tier 4 archers. I'm going to need that up to 200,000 because a level 60 commander can carry 200,000 of one troop if you're at level 25 Town Hall, which may be a push, but anyway, that's the target. So 200,000 of the tier 4 type of your choice. I'm going archers, so I need 200,000 archers. It doesn't mean you'll win fights, it just means you have a very good chance of trading fairly. Perhaps as important a factor is having that level 60 commander leading your army with a good skill set. So I'm saying 5551, which I'm basing on an epic commander because we all know they're a lot easier to expertise than legendary commanders. Here we go, is Kusunogi getting a bit better? So if you're doing archers, for instance, and you're not insane like me, you'd probably lead with Kusunogi. If you're doing infantry, you'd probably lead with, where is he? Bjorn Ironside, with Sun Tzu as a secondary. And if you're doing cavalry, you'll probably lead with Belisarius with Baibars. That's assuming you're free to play, which is why I assume you're watching the video. So the important thing is to make sure it's level 60. Whoever you choose, whether it's like me and a legendary type, in which case the skills aren't going to be as good because gold heads are difficult to come by. But level 60 is not that difficult to come by. Even with legendary, you should be able to level up with enough stars to get there. See, we're almost there with Thutmose, so he'll be level 60 or very close to when KVK starts. It is integral you get to level 60 because you get the maximum number of talents then, and you get the maximum size of army. Doesn't matter who you're going for, whether it's legendary or epic, whichever troop type, my advice would be to make sure your primary is level 60. The secondary is less important. All that matters for the secondary commander is the skills. So if I was using Kusunogi as a secondary, I don't need to worry about putting more experience points in him because he's unlocked his full skill set. Here we go, Imhotep's a perfect example. I'm probably going to be using him as a secondary in fight. He has his full skill set. For the secondary commander, it doesn't matter about the talents. It doesn't matter about the equipment. So primary commander level 60, secondary commander, all that you need to get is level 30, and then focus on the skills. Ideally have them maxed if you're using epic, which you probably should if you're free to play. If not, 5551 at least. And ideal secondary commanders for KVK would be either Imhotep to Kusunogi or Imhotep to Thutmose, Sun Tzu as a secondary to either Richard, Martel, or Bjorn. Having his skills up are pretty important, and Baibars if you're going cavalry. Whoever you're using as a secondary to, either Chow Chow or Belisarius, you need his skills up quite high to be able to get the maximum benefit from them. Something I haven't put on here, but is still vitally important, is a good equipment set. This is a good archery equipment set. It is not a great one. A good infantry commander set is all of the blue stuff, the windswept stuff, wherever it is. Let me go to here. So for infantry, you want the Gatekeeper's Shield, you want the windswept Warhelm, the windswept Breastplate, And if you can get Seth Brutality, great. If not, just go for the Windswept Bracers. Continue that down. For Cavalry, it's a bit less obvious. For Cavalry, you want the Vanguard Halberd, unless you can get the purple one. You want the Vanguard Greaves, unless you can get the purple one. And for the rest, a blue set. It's not a great equipment set, but it is good enough for KVK1 when you're fighting against other people in exactly the same position. Fourth, we have 50,000 AP points in reserve. How do you check that? Go here, action points. How many emergency action point recoveries do you have? Just add them all up. So 10 times thousands, 10,000, etc., etc. Add them all up. I'm going to recommend about 50,000. You want to use a lot for Marauders, which will be a separate video at the beginning of KVK1, but you do need some in stock. There's a lot of rewards in KVK1 for defeating barbarians and getting honor points. In order to do that viably, you're going to need a stock of AP because your daily AP is just not going to be enough when you're really pushing. There's also some events where you get bonuses for chaining barbarians, killing a load in a day. Some events where you get bonuses for killing a load of barbarian forts in a day. You're going to need a stock of about 50,000 minimum action points. So if you've been spending them like they've been going out of fashion, probably a mistake, but it's not too late now to start stockpiling them. 5, upgrade the hospitals. Hospitals are the least sexy building, aren't they? Like, what are we doing now? We're upgrading to get to 25, so I need ward and trading post. The last thing on my mind is sorting out the hospitals. And my hospitals are not very good. We have 21, 12, 14, 13. In total, I have 140,000 spaces. Now, there is a chance in KVK1 you get absolutely annihilated. If you run into a tier 5 in the battlefield, if you fall asleep with your city outside of your own territory, when you can be city attacked, you're going to take a lot of severely wounded units. If you have no hospital space, unfortunately, those severely wounded units go to the death zone, by which I mean they die instantly. You get some back at the end of KVK, but they die. It also inhibits your ability to fight if you take a load of severely wounded. Not only do you have few troops to fight with, but every casualty you take after that, if you haven't sped up your hospital healing, is going to result in a death. Taking deaths is very bad needlessly in Rock. It's fine during rallies and garrisons, but if you're just taking them at open field fighting because you've got small hospitals, not good. I would say get them all to level 18. You need one a bit higher if you're going for some builds. You'll need one hospital 24, I think, but get the rest to at least 18. If you're going to be fighting, these extra severely wounded spots really help. You do get 100% hospital boost about a week into KVK, but if you have a lot of troops, you're still going to want your hospitals up there. Save yourself from unnecessary deaths. On that note, we need a lot of resources stocked for healing. This is an account without resources stocked. This is my current stockpile. I will need to work on it a lot. I'm still building, I'm still researching, I'm still pushing on that front. But when KVK1 starts, I'm going to start fighting a lot, as and when the runes open and the fighting starts. And you know what? Fighting is the most taxing thing on your resources. Perhaps your first big fight in Rock, I know I did, you will look at your hospital research bill and think, what? That many? That's not like barbarians. Well, when you fight barbarians, as we've seen here, we took 1,035 severely wounded from 727,000 total. Small, very small. Say in a real fight against a player, if you've done duels or you've fought in your home kingdom already or no, you probably take about 30% of your troops if you lose as severely wounded. So from this 727,000, that would suddenly grow exponentially to about 240,000. So you're going to take a lot of severely wounded if you're fighting properly. And you're going to need a lot of resources to heal them. Tier 5 is incredibly expensive, but no one free to play will be there now. Tier 4 is still expensive. You'll need a lot of resources in stock to heal your guys. One of the main things I see in KVK from free to play players is saying, oh, I can't fight, I haven't got resources. That's why a farm's important. That's why smart management. Maybe don't go for that big build just when you're fighting, because you know you're going to need a lot of resources to heal your incoming wounded troops. Point 7, you need some teleports, you need some peace shields. How many do we have? We've got 16 peace shields, perfect, you only need a couple. And we have 25 of these and 23 of these. So in KVK, you will move around a lot. You'll move from zone to zone as it progresses. There's also times you'll move onto the battlefield and when you're fighting for Kingsland, or you'll teleport near the front lines. If the flag... Well, sorry, I'll go back a step. If you are on non-allied territory, so I'm in... What alliance am I in? I get R59P. If I am in R59P territory, I am safe from being city attacked. If I am in the territory of R59D, I am open to being city attacked. So if I, for instance, fall asleep during combat and wake up and I'm not in home territory, I'm probably going to find a lot of people have attacked my city from enemy kingdoms. To sort that out, just need a peace shield. 8-hour peace shields are your friend. If you think even if you're confident you're in the battlefield fighting, you know you've got all these flags protecting you, you can wake up and find they've all been destroyed. Someone's cut the flag line, perhaps. Having a few peace shields, it's not the end of the world to waste alliance credits on them, and just having them can save you from being zeroed. They've saved me a lot in the past. They are a godsend. And the teleports, you'll be teleporting around loads of times. You'll be teleporting to rally different NPC buildings. You're going to need at least 10 teleports to properly fight. Otherwise, it's going to be a very long, trudgy KVK for you. And finally, and this is the most important point, despite what I said earlier, remember to fight. I know so many people play the game for the first time. I was definitely guilty of this. You look through and think, oh, well, power's important. That defines how strong I am. Let's look at my alliance. Oh, you need a 10 million power to get in. Okay, well, there's no kill points. What's kill points for? Kill points are they're just garnish, right? They just look nice. In theory, that is true. Just check your eye. Okay, I'm in that rally. Good. I like being in the rallies. In theory, that is true. Power defines your strength. Kill points are just nice and pretty to look at. However, as you get further in the game, you will notice if you ever want to migrate to a new kingdom, or if you want to perhaps even stay in your own kingdom, as we go... Ooh, he's using Sun Tzu. Stay in your own kingdom as we go further in the game and the kingdoms get more developed and everyone gets more experience, you're going to need a lot of kill points, because kill points define how good you are on the battlefield, how useful you are. If you're trying to go somewhere new, you've got high power and low kill points, what that tells people is, yeah, this guy just farms. They won't want you in the kingdom. If your kingdom's getting stronger, inviting new people, you're looking at your place in the alliance and thinking, oh, I used to be one of the stronger members in the alliance, but now there's a lot of players around my power level. If you've got low kill points, you'll probably be sacrificed. Again, it's all about how useful the kingdom is on the battlefield, how useful the alliance is. If you have low kill point, it's pretty much screaming, I don't do much fighting. When I do fight, I'm not much use. Make sure you don't neglect your kill points. They're kind of the bragging thing of Rock. People value kill points more than power as the game goes on, and KVK1's the perfect time to put that in action. Make sure you fight. It's a fighting game. Do not be a farmer. Right, I think that's pretty much it for KVK1 initial checklist. I'm sure I've missed loads of things out. Please let me know in the comments if there's anything you think is particularly important as a free-to-play player for KVK1, which I have not mentioned. For now, though, I will thank everyone for their time and say Kingdom versus Kingdom 1 is on its way. 2.5 weeks, it will be either fighting or is that KVK prep time, killing marauders, the best part of the game. I encourage everyone to take part. I look forward to taking part and showing you what happens in our KVK1. Till now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you for the next one.